Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if I'm being quiet, I think someone's in the bathroom. Welcome back. This is the first update for my Panels Eyeshadows project. I know it's been about like a week, less than 2 months, but whatever. I didn't have my eyeshadows for like a good week, so it's like sort of 6 weeks, I don't know. It's good enough for me. In like 3 days, less than 2 months, I'll be done with this semester and I'll be going home and all my eyeshadows will be in one spot. So I thought that it was a good time to just do this and leave it here because I probably won't make that much progress in the next week. So here we are. There are a few things that I have to kind of spit out before getting into the progress. Last video, or like in the intro, I didn't say how many I want to hit pan in. I don't think I said how many. I want to hit pan in 10 eyeshadows. I would like it if they were all that were in the project, but if they're bonus pans, that's fine with me. It's more than I've ever hit pan on before. Before starting this project, I only had pan in 2 or 3, I think. I think it was 3. And I just want to hit pan in 10 throughout this year, so there's that. I also couldn't figure out if I wanted to do a percentage-based goal. I do, 5%. That's the goal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to attain it, but I'm going to try. So in the beginning, I didn't really calculate, like I calculated a couple days / like a week after I filmed the intro, and I think it was about 1.5 or like 1.4% or something. But I've received eyeshadows, I've decluttered some, I've repressed some, and so I don't remember what that number is. It was 2 months ago, and there's just too many things that I've done that I can't retrace my steps. So we're gonna say that I started with about 1.5%, and we're gonna go from there. And I think that's all that I had to get through. So let's jump into my progress. So I did write down all of my eyeshadows, and I've been keeping track of my progress. I also have done something, and it was getting really, really annoying trying to go into every single one of my palettes, you know, and like have to be in all of my palettes. So these are my single eyeshadows and my most used face powders. So this one, that one, that one, and that one are the 4 that are still in my project. Yes, I had 5. I decluttered my It's My Pleasure palette, and that included the bare minimum shade. I did use it 3 times, but I got rid of it, so it doesn't matter. So we will be rolling in another one. But these are the 4 that I kept from that palette, and then I just put them in here. But I have room for a 5th one, as long as it's like small. And it was just getting really annoying trying to go into all of my palettes. Plus, these eyeshadows are really small, so if I use them with a brush that kind of picked up other product, it was really, really annoying and hard to use. So I just decided to take them out, and I'll put them back once I hit pan or once I decide to stop using them. But for right now, I like having them in here. I use this palette pretty much every day. I use this, I use this, I use these. You know, if I'm going for a more fun look, I'll use these. Now I'm using these purples a lot. So this is pretty much my everyday palette. It's like a collection of my favorite eyeshadows, and it's just so much easier to have them in here. So let's get into the progress. So from my Sweet Talk palette, these are all from ColourPop, so I'm not gonna say this palette from ColourPop, they're all ColourPop. The Sweet Talk palette, I had the shade Melody. I'll also put a picture up here of the picture of it from last update, and then, or like from last time and then now. Sorry about the lighting, but this is Melody. I've only used it 3 times. It's really orangey and like kind of gold. I'm also gonna swatch them on my hand for you guys. There's like a little bit of eyeliner on my hand, but I don't care. So this is it. It's really orange and it's March, so I'm not really feeling orange right now, but it's really, really pretty and I really like it. It's just not what I want to be wearing right now, so I haven't really been using it. I'm going to start using it once it gets a little warmer, a little bit more sunny, and I'm going for more orange looks, but I just generally don't wear a lot of orange. I wear a lot of pink, a little bit purples lately, or just like a really simple brown, which I never used to wear. I used to hate how brown eyeshadow looked on me, but yeah, so not a lot of progress right now, but hopefully we will get there. From my Perception palette, I had the shade Spill the Tea. I dropped it. We're good. Okay, I use this 6 times. Let me hold it back here, I guess. It's really, really beautiful rosy pink. I love this shade so much. This was what I used every time I used Bare Minimum. It was like the only way that I could wear it. The lighting in here is so terrible, I'm sorry. But this is the best that I can do for now. I love this shade. It's on my eyes today. You're gonna see a picture at the end of all the looks that I've done throughout the past 2 months involving these shades, so you'll see what it looks like. But I used it 6 times, but I've also swatched it probably another 6. And there's like, it's not really a dip, but you can kind of see that it's not like I don't know if you guys can see it right in the middle. There's like the teeny tiniest little dip. But I'm absolutely nowhere close to hitting pan on it. I really need to start using it more. So I want to point out ColourPop shadows, I've heard are really hard to hit pan in. I've heard that they take like upwards of 50 uses. So we're gonna be having a hard time, I guess. But for my Sauvage palette, which is the next shade, this is Caramello. I don't know if you guys can see. Not really, it won't focus. But again, the pictures are gonna be over here. There's a bit of a dip. I've used it 15 times, which I don't always use this as an eyeshadow. I'm wearing it as a bronzer and sort of a blush today. I've kind of mixed it with my other blush, with an actual blush, but I use it in my crease. Every time I wear eyeshadow, I use it in my crease. I've been using it as a bronzer. I literally, today was really sunny, and I was wearing a different shirt. I brought it all the way down my neck, all the way down my chest. I put it on my arms to make my arms look a little tanner, but I'm gonna show you guys up close. It's not gonna focus, but you can see it's really bumpy. I don't know what's happening. The more I use it, the like rougher it gets. I don't know if it's not hard pan because it still works, but this is the reason that I took them out of their palettes, because I was trying to go in with a big fluffy brush and I kept picking up the blue that was right next to it, and then I was putting blue on my face. So this works a lot better. It's really small, so it's really difficult to use with a big brush, but using it 15 times and you barely can see anything, and that drives me nuts. So they're all gonna be in here for a really long time, I can tell, but that's okay because I like these eyeshadows a lot and I'm using them more. The last shade since I got rid of Bare Minimum is Bad Guy from the Whatever palette, and I used this 7 times. Again, there's really no visible progress. These are really firmly packed and it's just really difficult to show a lot of progress, but I've been using them. I've been using it to deepen up my crease pretty much every time I've been wearing eyeshadow. The thing is, you can see it in my swatch. I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a lot more red. Like, it looks really brick red or like bright red on the eyes, but what in the pan it looks like a kind of like a wine shade, but it's very, very bright, so it doesn't really deepen up the crease, it just makes the look very red. And it turns everything into a red eyeshadow look, so I don't love using it all the time, which is why I've only used it 7 times, but if I'm doing anything pink or orange, or even like a really dark purple look, I will use that just to kind of intensify things. But I don't know, I just don't want to do red all the time, and I kind of have to if I'm going to be using that, so I don't. So since we got rid of the bare minimum shade, whoops, there are pictures of what I like did with it, and I'll show you those anyway because they involved the other ones too. But I didn't like how it looked on me. I'm just not a fan of purples, I guess, like pink purples. I guess I like bluey toned purples better, and so I got rid of pretty much the majority of the palette. I have my eyeshadow collection over here. I have 130 eyeshadows here at my dorm room. Let's generate one. I got number 87. Right, number 87 is from the California Love palette. Oh man, I don't want this shade. It's the shade Mission, so it's this sparkly brown. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna put a picture, of course, but it's this sparkly, really deep brown shade. I think I've used it. No, I don't think I've ever used this eyeshadow, so this is gonna be really fun. It's really pretty, don't get me wrong, and it's gonna go really well with these. I feel like this palette just goes really well all together, and it's really super pigmented. But, so this is what my new quintet looks like. So I have my 5. I think it's a pretty good palette. So this is Caramello, Mission, Melody, Bad Guy, and then Spill the Tea. That is my little quintet. It's honestly like a very neutral, kind of everyday little palette. For the percentage, in my entire eyeshadow collection, I have 339. I think I had like close to 370 before, but I decluttered a couple. Well, I actually decluttered like 4 palettes. And so yes, 339 eyeshadows. And I have pan in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, I hit pan in an eyeshadow. Okay, this was about 3 weeks ago. This is my Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, and this is the shade Sunnies. I hit pan in this. I'm also almost completely done with this, but I don't want to consider it done until it's like completely done. But I had pan in this one for my last project pan that I did off camera. Same with this one. And this one, actually. They were all bonus pans. But I hit pan in the shade Sunnies. I'm not going to swatch it because it's like my skin tone, but it's like a really light white, kind of yellowy white. I use it under my eyes. I use it to set my skin, sort of like a finishing powder. It's really sheer. It's basically just like a lightly pigmented, sort of like a translucent powder. I don't know, but I use that, and then I have also been using, let me see, this one mixed with this one, mixed with Sunnies to go underneath my eyes. That's actually what's on my face. I don't have any like foundation on. I just have a mixture of these 3 in like different amounts all over my face because this is my skin tone. This is great for highlighting, and this is great for under the eyes because it adds that kind of like pinky tone to make it look less blue and like purpley. So I have 5 eyeshadows. I have 339 eyeshadows. I have 5 pans. Sorry. So we have 1.47%, and I am going to be tracking it by the 100th because it's not going to change very much. So I don't want it to stay at like 1.5 for like 6 months because it might. Okay. I have a really basic quintet. I should be able to do all of these, honestly, every time I wear makeup. Maybe just not this one, because I don't love that shade right now. But, okay. That is it, I think. I really hope. That's everything. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.